It's 8:21 on this Monday morning, and we're joined now by Dave, the IT guy. And Dave, we've heard that people can now do video chats with their doctor. And I don't know how widespread this is, but is this the thing of the future? No more doctors' offices?
Hey, good morning. And it certainly seems like they're trying to get that direction. When you ask about how widespread it is, many of the large insurers, such as Anthem, Blue Cross Blue Shield, now include that service as part of your healthcare insurance, to a point that you may not even have to even visit your own normal doctor. You can just log into the online virtual app, wait for whatever doctor to answer, and you can either do like an urgent care kind of thing where it's, hey, I've got a sprained this, or I've got a cold, or some kind of rash, something that's truly not critical, and get your appointment. They'll send your prescription wherever you want it right online and get done in 20 to 30 minutes versus driving to the office and going through the whole nonsense. You can some practitioners are also signing up so that they can take care of their regular patients in the same way. And one of the other things I'd like to throw at you is that some of these insurers are also sending you a device like a tablet that has like a blood pressure cuff, an oxygen meter, and that sort of thing, so that doctors can remotely monitor things, vital signs and things online and via these tablets, and really take a deep dive into a patient's care.
Well, is this something, could you keep the doctor you've had? I mean, like I've been going to Dr. Joe Whitaker for 100 years, and I wouldn't want to go to some guy I didn't know.
Right. And a lot of people, that's kind of their holdup right now. And so the answer is yes, if your doctor were to sign up for the service. The only problem is that, a lot of doctors take, they might take the insurance from 20 or 30 different insurance companies, and 5 or 6 of those insurance companies might allow virtual visits, and then the others don't. So depending on which patients are covered under the insurance that allows virtual visits. So, right now it is kind of tricky for some of these doctors to say, I want to do it, because they're excluding, many of their patients from being able to have that capability. So it is definitely still in its infancy, but in some areas, especially the rural areas, it's really starting to take effect, and take a foothold. Central Kansas, Central Oklahoma have been doing a pilot with Blue Cross Blue Shield, and, communities that, don't even have a doctor in their town, or, some people have to drive 40, 50, 60 miles to get to a physician or to a hospital. These type of functions are taking hold to a point where a home health nurse will visit, set the patient up with all the things that they need, and then from that point forward, the average or basic doctor's appointment is online. So
are you saying it's going to be like so you say it's going to be kind of like maybe your home security system? It'll be monitored 24/7 maybe?
To some extent, there is some of that going on. There are patients that have implanted devices that are Bluetooth capable, and then these tablets can read that Bluetooth and then send that information back to the doctors via the internet. So there is some of that capability already happening, and it's certainly going to grow over the next 3 to 5 years is really where we'll start seeing the biggest leap in technical advances and how many doctors are doing this type of service.
Well, I tell you what gets me is when you go to the doctor, you go to your new doctor, and you have to fill out 20 sheets saying what you've had, your meds and this and that, and all the same information again and again and again. I don't understand why they don't put that online, because I got to go to a doctor this morning and fill another one of those out, and I did one last week. And those things should be online, available at a doctor's office. You go in and they look up your name and everything, and there it is, and they can just say, are there any changes? Nope, no changes, same stuff. But you got to do it again and again and again. It takes forever to fill those things out.
That's exactly right. And a lot of that is the problem of the individual doctors or the practices themselves. They may not have the technical know-how in-house and don't want to money to hire an outsider to set that up for them. But there are services called health exchange initiatives, HEIs, that can automate a lot of that process. And the doctors just have to sign up to be a part of that service. And that way, if you do go to your regular doctor and he sends you to an eye doctor and they send you to a heart specialist, all that information can be exchanged within those doctors through that HEI. But again, it's just a matter of your specific doctor wanting to sign up for that service. So it's definitely up to the patients to educate themselves on what's possible, and then talk to their doctors and see what their doctors are willing to do to kind of automate. Of course, we all know that anything that you put on the internet or automate, that information is subject to be hacked, or even if somebody doesn't hack it, one of the doctors might click a button and send out all of your information via the internet accidentally. So,
Dave, let me ask you something, Dave. In your opinion, will this make it easier or harder for opioid misuse and stuff like that?
Well, that's a good question. Right now we're seeing probably a 50-50. Some doctors are getting online and abusing that prescription service for the extra cash in their pocket. And some doctors are using that automation to really keep tabs on their patients to make sure there is no abuse. So it really does break down to, do you have an ethical practitioner? And if you do, this type of automation can really help reduce that type of abuse.
Okay, Dave, the IT guy at BringYourOwnSecurity.net. Thanks for joining us here, Dave. It's 8:28.